All right, so in my last recording, I talked about teaching people how to treat you and basically setting expectations for the relationship before you actually get into the relationship. So I don't want that to be confused with having conditions on your love. Like, conditional love is not love. Having conditions on whether or not you will have affection or an affinity or compassion for someone, that's not love. Like, if a person says, if you get over this certain amount of weight, I can't respect you, that's not love. If someone says, oh, if you lose your job, I can't be with you, that's not love. Anytime someone has conditional not conditional, but superficial qualifications that you have to meet in order for them to feel like you're worthy of them, quote unquote, loving you or having affection for you, then that is most definitely not love, and you need to run in the opposite direction if someone has the audacity to fix their mouth and say that to you. A lot of times people will say, oh yeah, I prayed for this man, or I wrote down a list. He has to be 6'4", and he has to have this much money, and he has to have this sort of job, and he can't have this many kids, and he has to look like this, and all of this superficial laundry list of desires for a mate. Like, typically they'll end up finding that person, but because their requirements were set on superficial conditions, 9 out of 10, as soon as that person that they thought they wanted doesn't meet up to one of their little superficial wants, then all of a sudden it's, oh, this is not the person that I wanted. This is not what I signed up for. And then people wonder why these relationships fail. It's because you had conditional, superficial expectations of the relationship. And, basically, in those instances, I feel like you kind of get what you deserve. That's what you asked for, so that's what you got. You didn't require anything in addition, so it's a little unfair, that, again, going back to what I said in the previous recording, you didn't set those expectations. You had a laundry list of superficial things that you wanted, and you got those, and then you got a little extra that you didn't want, but you didn't specify whether or not you wanted those things either. And even still, you focused on superficial materialistic things instead of actual intangible characteristics that are conducive to your happiness or just being in a healthy relationship. So again, if there are conditions on how a person loves you or on your love, then you may want to reevaluate what your definition of love is, or what their definition of love is. I don't know. I see and hear a lot of that. Like, I feel like a person is going to, if a person truly loves you, they are going to be with you regardless of what you have going on. Period. If they love you for you, they are going to be with you regardless of what you have going on. I've seen instances where a person will stay with someone, and on the outside looking in, everybody is like, I don't know why they still with that person. This person ain't got this person ain't got that. Or, the main one that I see a lot is women will see an attractive man and his wife. that he loves and dotes upon may not meet traditional beauty standards, and they'll say, I don't know why he's with her. Look how she looks and look how he looks. That's called unconditional love. That's why he's with her. She probably has those bomb ass intangibles, you know? And a superficial person will never comprehend that, because 9 out of 10, they're lacking those. Her heart is probably the most beautiful thing there is that he loves about her. And that's why he's with her. You know, and conversely, you know, people will say, how can she be with him? You know, he's lacking this or he's lacking that, and blah, 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 blah. Like, there's a little couple on YouTube right now, Queen and Clarence, and people dragged Clarence because he bought Queen this little itty bitty ring. It was a little promise ring. And they're like, oh, he should have got her a bigger diamond. Blah, 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 blah. Like, they dragged this little boy on social media. Okay, first of all, it was a birthday gift. It's not like it was an engagement ring, first of all. Second of all, people were saying, oh, she needs to get rid of him. He's trash. Like, anybody who would hitch their whole relationship status on the size of a diamond ring doesn't deserve to be in a relationship. That's called loving with conditions. And I say loving ironically. Like, that's not love. So, yeah, basically, like, if you feel like you're having a hard time with maintaining a relationship, or if you feel like, you know, this person is just being unnecessarily cruel to me, or, you know, if you feel like you have to be perfect in order to be loved based on what your mate has said to you, run the other way, because that's not love. Now, if you enter into a relationship and your primary focus or goal isn't to be loved, then, you know, more power to you. If you feel like other things are more of a priority in a relationship, like, say you expect financial stability first and foremost from a relationship, and that man is providing financial stability, but he expects perfection from you, then baby, you better get perfect. Even swap, no swindle. But if you went into that relationship expecting to love and be loved, and you're getting anything but that due to some standard they feel you're not meeting, again, run away as quick as you can. There will be someone in the world. There are like 7 billion and counting people in the world. I promise you, there is somebody in the world that will love you, flaws and all. I don't care if you got one leg, one arm, one eye, one tooth, and they call you Uno. Somebody gonna love it because of who you are as a person, not because of what you have or how you look, but how your heart works and how your mind thinks. Period.